Hello guys, girls, and non-binary pals. Welcome back to my channel, and today I wanted to go over everything you can spend your gil on. Whether you've got a lot of gil already or you're unsure what kind of motivation you need to get farming, this is going to cover it all. So with that being said, let's get into it. And of course, this video will be divided into sections from mounts, fashion accessories, hairstyles, emotes, housing, glamour, and more. And I also wanted to make this video because sometimes I get people asking, Olivia, why do you bother farming gil? You can't pay your sub with it, and there's not really anything you can do with it other than buying a house. Well, that is not true. There are so many beautiful and cool items, from glamours to mounts to minions, and of course I'll go over each of them in this video. And some of these items are super expensive, so you're gonna need a lot of gil if you want all of them. So first off, let's start with mounts. When you think of expensive mounts viable with gil, you're probably thinking of two vendor items, which is first off the resplendent vessel of the round club. You can buy this in Mordona for 25 million gil. Next is the Gilded Mikoshi, which you can buy for 50 million gil from Adelina in Mordona. But of course, Square Enix added these as a way to create a gil sink, but these are not the only mounts you can buy with gil. So if you go to your market board, you can go to the section Registerable Miscellany, and from here there are all the mounts that you can buy off the market board. And now we're gonna go over some of my absolute favorites and some that are absolutely expensive. And first up is the Incitatus Whistle. This is 20 million gil on my server. You can probably get it cheaper somewhere else, but for now this is around the median price. It is, albeit, a very beautiful recolor of the unicorn mount. It looks so good while it's nighttime. It glows super nicely, and even when it's flying, it leaves such a nice trail. If people see you on this mount, they're gonna know that you either did Unreal while it was relevant enough to farm out the pony, or you paid 20 million gil. So either way, this is a super beautiful mount that is also super expensive. Next up is the Night Pegasus Whistle. Now, it is also very expensive. Not as expensive as the last one, but it's still quite a lot. And personally, it is my favorite horse mount in the game. It has also an amazing glow. And either, when people see you on it, you either paid 10 million gil or you did Palace of the Dead enough to get the whistle. Next up is the Alcanost Whistle. This is a newer mount that just released in patch 6.1, and it is a super beautiful, colorful bird, and I personally love this mount a ton. It is absolutely gorgeous and well worth the money. 14 million gil for this, it's a lot, but in regards to the mount, it's actually not that much. But of course, you do need to farm quite a bit to get this mount, and the 14 million gil price respects that. Next up is the Eldthur's Horn. Now, this is a lot cheaper than the next item on the list, and it's a lot cheaper than the last few items, but it is still a million gil for this one. But it is a super pretty mount. It is glowing, it is huge, and you're really gonna stand out if you're on one of these. So well worth the money, and even if it's just a million gil, it is quite good to pick up if you don't already have it. Next up is the Wyvern Horn. Now, this is very expensive. It is not easy to get, and the price reflects that. So 78 million gil, that's the cheapest I've seen it so far. But of course, it is an absolutely huge mount. It is gigantic, and if people see you on it, they know that, my god, that person either farmed a ton or they spent a ton of gil. So super bougie, super huge mount, reflects the price. I wish I had it, but I don't. Don't ask me how I'm riding it here, because I'm not gonna tell you. Next up are fashion accessories, and there are a few that are absolutely an absurd amount, and well, they're very pretty, so I understand. And of course, there are still in the section of Registerable Miscellany. Now, first off is the Fallen Angel wings. And on my server, nobody is selling them. They did sell for 78 million. Probably on other servers, you can find them up for around this price. But currently, on my entire data center, there is only one on Cerberus, Ragnarok, and Ragnarok. And yeah, 78, 73 to 89 million. You're going to be paying a lot, but I'll show you how exactly you can get around this. You can purchase the Fallen Black Angel Wings with 500 by color gemstone vouchers. Still, it is 500 times 100k, so you're still going to be paying an absolute heck ton, but still, the wings are absolutely worth it. Usually when I see someone with these, I really just stare at them. I can't believe they have something like that. They either grinded, again, like crazy, or they spent a crazy amount of gil. Next up are the false classic spectacles. Definitely not as expensive as the Fallen Angel wings, but these are super cute and look so good on anyone's character, especially if you like wearing glasses. Now, of course, there are limitations to fashion accessories, so you can't wear them all the time, but if you want to wear a hat and have glasses at the same time, this makes it possible. Next up are the Archangel wings. These are also super cute. They have a lovely golden color, and they look just as good as the Fallen Angel wings, but of course, you're not going to have as much prestige, but still, they're very cute. And finally, the Pixie wings. Personally, these are my favorite. I think they are just beyond cute and super unique looking. They were way more expensive day one, but now they're around 300k, which is a pretty good price for it. Still quite a bit, but not as much as other things on this list. Next up are minions, and of course you can go ahead to the minions tab in the market board to see all the market board viable minions. And first off, the most expensive minion that I've seen so far is the Sand Fox. This was also from Unreal Trials, and it has been a lot cheaper at around 6 million, but right now, due to the supply and demand, it is around 12 million right now. Next up is the Anteater. I am pretty sure this is also from Unreal Trials, but as you can see, it is also quite expensive, but oh my god, he is actually just the cutest little thing. I love him so much. Well worth the 7 million if you ask me. Next up, of course, is Chewy. It is a brand new minion which just came around in 6.1, so the price will probably go down in the next few patches or so, but for now it is at around 3 million gil. Next up are a few minions that are a ton cheaper. First up is the Fat Cat. This is one of the more expensive minions that I first bought back in the start of Shadowbringers. It was at around 1 million, but now it's only 300k, which is up quite a bit, but not as much as the others. Next up is the Yukinko Snowflake. It is also super cute, only 400k, but it is well worth the money. It just bounces around and it's really cute and bubbly looking. Oh, it is one of my favorite minions. Now, next up are Hairstyles, and it is down to the Regispel Miscellany. Now, of course, if you're Vera or Hrothgar, make sure you can wear these hairstyles before you buy them, because a lot of them don't work, but some of them actually do. First off, it's the Both Ways hairstyle. Starting at 2.3 million, it is honestly my favorite hairstyle, the one I always wear on my character. Looks super cute, and usually you get this from a Sad North lockbox, but you can also pay 2 million gil for it. Next up is the Wind Collar. This is a super cute shaggy kind of hairstyle, and you have a nice bandana around your head, although this is also unavailable to Vera and Hrothgar, so make sure, of course, to check with each of these hairstyles before you buy them. Next up is Early Tries, a lot cheaper than the last two, but of course, 700k is quite a bit still, but for the price, it is usually one of my favorite hairstyles as well. Next up is the Gira Abanian Plate. It is one of my favorite hairstyles. I used to wear this all the time. It looks super pretty. It looks more high quality than a lot of other hairstyles in the game. I don't really know why, but it looks good on any race, on any character. So for 500k, this is really worth the gil. Next up is Modern Legend. You would usually pay for this with 1,800 Skybuilder scripts, so this is why it's more cheaper than the other ones, but still 300k is a pretty good price for what it is. Now, next up are emotes, and they are in the same category as most of the other things on this list, but anything called ballroom etiquette is a emote. First up is the Overzealous Affirmations, and this gives you the fist pump emote, and for 1 million, emotes are usually quite a lot cheaper than minions and mounts, so from here on out, they will get a ton cheaper. Next is the Next Godliness emote. This gives you the Broom emote for 300k gil. This is pretty good. Next is the Insufficient Petticoats, which gives you the Shiver emote starting at 500k gil. Next is the Dark Entreaty, which gives you the Malevolence emote. I don't exactly know what this emote is trying to do, but for me, it looks kind of cute, so well worth the 660k gil. And finally, my favorite emote, the Winsome Wallflower. And this gives you the lean emote. Now, next up is Glamour, and luckily there are so many beautiful pieces of Glamour that are also tend to be on the more expensive side, so just more motivation to get going on that Gil making. But first off, a lot of crafted Glamour pieces that were previously only for either feminine characters or masculine characters are now gender unlocked. So my favorite shirt, the Boulevardier's ruffled shirt, is now available on feminine characters, and it looks so cute. The pants are also super adorable, but of course the 2 million price tag is quite expensive, so quite the motivation. Next up is the calfskin set, not as expensive as these, but still quite a bit if you want to get the entire set. It is also very cute and it dyes really well, and it matches so many other pieces in the game. Next up is the owl dye and the other pieces that come with it. It used to be a lot more expensive at around the 1 million mark, but still 500k for one piece. Just the dress part is quite a bit. Next up is the Skyworker set. This is not craftable, but it is indeed unlocked via Skybuilder's scripts, and they are around 300k to 500k per the top and bottom. Next up is the casual attire. You can buy the casual pieces separately, but make sure that they are cheaper in total than the casual attire coffer. And the attire coffer usually goes for around 500 to 600k. And finally, I think it was my first big purchase as a Sprout. So if you're new to the game, and if you like a more dressy style, then the Favnarian bustier and the pieces that go with it are well worth the amount. And of course, with Glamour, there are plenty of trial weapons. My personal favorite are the Hades Agonia weapons, and they're usually quite expensive as well. My next favorite Glamour weapons are the Tsukiyomi weapons. They have a really nice pink-purple glow. And finally, the Byakuya inspirited weapons as well. Now we can start on housing, and specifically now housing items such as for the outdoors and indoors. And we can start with the Eastern Cherry Tree. Of course, you could go on the Mog Station, buy this for I think €7, around that price. You could also spend around 51 million gil per one. Or if you're luckier, you can also, as you can see, buy this for around 10 million. But it is super worth the price. The tree is super pretty and super iconic, and at night it just has this lovely pink glow, and the cherry blossom leaves fall down, so it is well worth the amount. Now this is on my server, of course, for 51 million. You can probably hop around in other servers, find it for cheaper, but still it is going to be quite the hefty price tag because there is a limited amount. Next up are the Starlight Sentinel trees. These are also very expensive. They are also an outdoor item, but especially if it's Christmas time, it looks so nice outside, and it is quite expensive. So when someone sees that, they're going to be like, oh yeah, you were either there for the event or you spent a ton of money on this Christmas tree. I'm also certain you could also buy this on the Mug Station, but if you don't want to spend real life money, you could spend 31 million gil. Next up are the Broken Heart chairs on the right and the left. They are a lot cheaper than some of the other items on this list, but they are from a 2018 Valentine's Day event, so they're pretty old and quite worth the price if you like collecting old event items and you would rather not pay for them on the Mog Station. Next up is the Paramore bed. This is from the Valentine's Day event in 2016, and it is around 8 million gil, but sometimes it could go down to around 2 million to 3 million. So if you are interested in this bed, take a look at the prices and look around on other servers. But also with housing, you can also pay for a decorating service, and the best places to go and look for this are housing servers, specifically Discord housing servers, and my favorite personally is the HGIX server. There are so many amazing designers here. They have so many beautiful homes made, and you can also commission them. Now, of course, it is going to be quite expensive. For a small, I was looking at around 15 to 30 million for a house done. For a large, it goes up to 100 million plus. But it really is worth it if you have a house and you don't feel like spending hours on hours glitching items back and forth to just get that perfect look. Now, of course, since you are buying from a player, please do go and look ahead and see that they have a reputable portfolio full of images that they've already finished, or maybe they even have a house that you can go ahead and visit in the game and see how well they did. Also, when you're commissioning a house being, please also have an idea of what you want your house to look like, filled with reference pictures, and be specific with the colors. That way you can be guaranteed to be happy with the final product, and that way the person you hire will also have a clear vision of what you would like done in your house. So that was my video on a whole load of the stuff you can go ahead and buy with your guild. Of course, some of these are a lot cheaper than others. Some straight up go to 78 million plus. And there are, of course, more items that I did not list here. A ton of old event bardings, some orchestrion rolls, some other housing items. There are a ton of items that you can buy with Gil in the game, and they look absolutely amazing, have a ton of prestige, and you can go ahead and flex on the Sprouts and Mardona with it. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this gave you a little bit of a motivation to go ahead with Gil making. And of course, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye!